everyone. We are doing another quick stream today. I thought it'd be fun to do a little bit of hunting because I was talking about this hunting game yesterday and how I literally found no deer, nothing for like hours. So I wanted to hunt some deer, talk about Catholicism, talk about Jesus, and just kind of see where the day takes us. So as you can see, this is where I was hanging out. I actually posted a video about this. I thought, oh, we'll sit by this nice little watering hole. Obviously, the deer will come to the watering hole at some point, and the answer was no. No deer came to the watering hole. So we're just gonna crouch down and go and hunt us some deer. Talk a little bit about Catholicism and Jesus today. So welcome in, everyone. So glad to have you. I am streaming it from my PS5 to my PC, and then from the PC through Twitch to you, so it might not look 100% the best, but it looks pretty good on my end, so, you know. So, let us talk a little bit about Jesus and some Catholicism today, and some things of note and interest in projects, and there's a whole bunch going on that I really want to talk about, and we've only got a little bit of time, so we'll make it snappy. So the first thing I thought about talking about was I'm going to be starting a new project here soon. I officially started it today, I guess. So officially started today, not starting it soon, already started. I don't have a snappy name for it. My Dropbox where I'm collecting data right now is called Project Hope. So, you know, that's real clever, I'm certain. But essentially, right now, everyone's talking about, like, if you spend any amount of time online, you'll see people talk about how they don't have hope anymore, right? You turn on the news, and it talks about, like, oh, well, the world's ending, climate change, or everything's going to collapse, or COVID will get you. There's literal Nazis out on the street. There's school shootings every single day. There's people getting robbed. There's been like 9 shootings in the last couple weeks where people just like, oh, I went to the wrong driveway, sentenced to death. Oh, you lost your ball, sentenced to death. Like, it's crazy out there. And so I thought it'd be interesting to interview and talk with people who still have hope. People who, despite all of that, feel hopeful. And honestly, one of my big questions I want to ask them is, do you feel like silly having hope? Do you feel ridiculous that all these people are talking about the end of the world coming and climate change and death and school shootings and all this awful things? Do you feel bad just being like, well, yeah, but I have hope in God. I have hope in the plan. I have hope in heaven. So what does it matter? And I know that kind of sounds callous, especially when you talk about people dying and other things, but truly, nothing in this world matters as much as heaven, right? So it's one of those things I'm curious if other people feel, because I definitely feel silly sometimes having that hope when you come across people who are just talking about doom and gloom. It's like, yeah, but it's temporary. I mean, what else? What else do you want me to say? Like, yeah, that sucks, but it's not permanent, so why worry about it? So I'm really interested to see what people's thoughts are, and I thought it'd make a really good little documentary style interview on hope. I would love to go with the name Raising Hope, but sadly that was already taken by a sitcom made by the guy who did My Name is Earl, so that name is taken. But I think it'll lead to some good fruits, I'm hoping. Really hoping that there'll be some interesting answers out there, that'll start some interesting conversation. And I consider myself a Christian, a Catholic content creator, and I've made a couple longer things. I did an interview at the Mount Angel Abbey. I did some stuff over there, so I really like to move into the world of Christian Catholic filmmaking and do something with that. And not to toot my own horn, but the bar's kind of low. If you've ever watched Pureflix or some of the Christian films out there, it's not like there's absolutely astounding content being made as it is. So I think there's a place for me to add my voice to that chorus. So I'm really hoping that is something in the cards, that it's something where God wants me to be and something God wants me to accomplish and something God wants me to do. It's something to think and pray on and discern on and see if I can put together something. Kind of on the topic of prayer too, as so I was on the way home today. I try and listen to Catholic radio because usually about now either Catholic Answers is on or they have a priest speaking, doing a homily, that sort of thing. And he was talking about how difficult it is to pray, and that is one of my weaknesses. You know, if you've spent any time here, you've seen me talk about how hard it is for me to pray. Not like memory praise, not Our Fathers or Hail Marys, but like to honestly pray, to honestly drop and bare your soul, drop your guard, and really have that conversation with God. And so, listening to on the way home, I was like, "Oh well, this is the very thing that I talk about, right? This is the very thing that I struggle with. So what do you got for me, Catholic Radio?" And he was talking about how he sets an hour aside every day to pray, the holy hour, first thing in the morning. And he specifically said this made so much sense to me. He said, men, this is directed towards men. You can't pray at the end of the day. Stop lying to yourself. Stop saying you'll pray at the end of the day, because for most men, you get up early, you go to work, you come home, you've either got school, you've got home chores, you've got kids, you've got other things. By the time that it's time for bed, you're exhausted. And so you lay down and say, okay, now it's time for my prayers. And you say, okay, God, I'm beat. I'm going to sleep. We'll try again tomorrow. And it ends up being very bad for your prayer life. And the priest said he was guilty of that. I'm guilty of that. I think everyone's felt that. And I'm not trying to be sexist. I'm quite certain that women have that same exact feeling too. Especially if they have kids or things at home, where that's double, triple the amount of work. But speaking from a male perspective is all I can do, right? So I was like, okay, that makes a lot of sense. So he says, I do it first thing in the morning, and that's something I tried during Lent. I did more praying during Lent, and I found that very fruitful. And then I immediately fell away from it once Lent was over. And so here I am trying to get better at it once again. And I say this probably 1,000 times a day because I spend too much time on the Catholic forums, but, trying to help people, trying to lead people to Jesus, right? It's a good thing. That, this was something my RCIA director taught me that has stuck with me the most. If you get nothing else from spending time with me, if you get nothing else from the Catholicism I preach, or, trying to help you get closer to God, if you get nothing else, he said that Catholicism is a constant reorientation towards Christ. In that some days you might need a little bit of correcting to, look back towards God. Other days you may need a bigger correction. People who fall away from the church, they need a huge correction. But there's no winning Christianity, right? Every single day it's trying to do better, trying to make sure my eyes are on God, and inevitably as humans, we fall short. We're not going to live up to those expectations. But we can try and try again, and every day we can get a little bit better at it. So that is what the prayer is for me. That I got better for a while, and now I've fallen out of reorientation, and now I need to reorient towards God, get my eyes on the prize, so to speak. But he was talking about what if we treated prayer differently? And it got me thinking, and this is kind of how my brain works. And I don't think this is ever going to be something that I'll ever be able to do, or maybe necessarily anything I should ever do. But I was thinking, okay, what if we treated prayer differently? And I think to myself, I go to work every day for between 8, 10, 12 hours a day, right? That is my job. But that's not my job. My job is not to work. My job is to get my family to heaven, to get to heaven, to love God, to build a relationship with God. That's my actual job. So what if I treated prayer as my job? And I kind of want to try this. What if I took a day off from work, take a day off from everything, and I tried to do 8 hours of prayer, to sit down like I'd sit down at my desk and work for 8 hours. What if I sat down at my kneeler and prayed for 8 hours in one day? What would that look like? What would happen? What would that feel like? Would that be fruitful? Is that a good idea? Is that a bad idea? I don't know. I was thinking about, okay, change my perspective on it. That's what my actual job is. So what if I treated prayer like my actual job. And so I kind of want to try it. I kind of want to take a day off from work and sit down and try and pray for 8 hours straight and see what fruits does that yield? What does that change? What does that feel like? I can tell you now, my knees will hurt. I can barely sit in a kneeler for 5 minutes, let alone 8 hours. So I'll need to figure out what I can do about that. But I don't know. I'm going to think on it. I think that would be a fun thing. And of course, this is probably the bad side of me. Being a streamer, being a content creator, my first thought would be, well, why not include everyone? Why not do 8 hours of praying and live stream it so people can see what that really looks like? And then, so the first thought that comes to mind when I say that is, well, we're not supposed to pray for people to see, right? Where there's that this is my weakness, is quoting actual Bible. Like, I don't know the actual Bible numbers, but when you pray, go behind closed doors and talk to your Father. You don't need to go on the streets and do it. However, there are many, many Catholic priests who I believe rightly will tell you, well, that doesn't mean you don't pray in public. What that means is you need to make sure that when you pray, you're praying to God, for that relationship, that you're not going out in the streets so that people see you praying. That's not the intent you should have. However, it's super important. It's super important now more than ever to see people praying, right? This is another thing the priest touched on today that really hit home for me. It really made too much sense, and that he was saying that, hey, a lot of people are getting attracted to Islam right now because it's a very strong religion. It looks like it's a very strong religion, and a part of that strength is that the people who are dedicated to that religion pray, and they'll in the middle of the day, they'll face towards where they need to face, and they'll pray, and whether they're at the supermarket or whether they're at work or wherever it is. And you don't see that a whole lot with Christianity. And a part of that is, like I said, there's the idea that when you pray, you should pray behind closed doors, that you should pray for that relationship with God, and that should be an intimate thing between you and God. But there's a lot of people who just don't see anyone else pray. And especially if you're a kid raised in a home that's not religious, you don't see anyone else pray. You don't really learn how to pray. You don't really know much about it. And I think it would be interesting to see more people praying. And this is what the pastor, the father, was really hitting on, was like, we need more people praying out in public. So my first thought was, well, shoot, I could do that for 8 hours. I could stream praying for 8 hours. I don't think I could actually do it, to be honest, but so we spooked something. What did we spook? We spooked some elk. They're running over there. But it goes back to the what if. What if I did that? Would I actually gain anything from that? Would I learn anything from that? And I'm just really curious to see what the fruits of that would be. So it is something that's on my mind. It's something I might do. Like I said, there's other film project that I want to do, but I want to do a lot more film projects. I really want to. I want to be a Christian filmmaker. I think I really want to make quality, good Christian films that address hopelessness, that address prayer, that address all these different things. And I never thought I would be a filmmaker. And I said that, I said I never thought I'd be a photographer. Even when I got my photography gear, I said I want to be a photographer. I don't really want to be a filmmaker. I'm not interested in the filmmaking aspect. And then here we are a year and a half later saying, okay, well, maybe I do want to make some films. Maybe I do want to do something with that. So it's just the thought I'm having. The other film I want to work on that's not really related to God, but it kind of is, right? Because everything's related to God. God made everything, so everything's loosely related to God in one way or another. Is I'd really like to do a documentary on the old saying that every pet owner looks like their pet, or their pets pick up habits from them. I'd really like to spend some time like at the dog park and take a picture of a person, take a picture of their dog, find out about that dog's personality, and see once and for all, do people actually look like their pets? Do they act like their pets? And see if I can find any actual resemblance in that. I thought that would be a whole lot of fun. So that's another project I want to work on. And I know it's going to turn to one of those things where like I have 1,000 projects in mind and 0 time to do any of them. But, you got to try, right? You got to you got to try and make time for. You got to suffer for your art. So let's see if we can find these elk. I scared a bunch of them off. They all went running. You'd think I'd see them. I'm pretty sure I won't be able to kill an elk. I know absolutely zero about hunting. So any hunters in the chat or in the video who see this later, please feel free to tell me. I'm currently equipped with Grandpa's old rifle, which is a 30-30. I'm pretty sure you are not supposed to hunt elk with a 30-30. Could be wrong. Like I said, I'm definitely not an expert in this area, but someone feel free to correct me if I am wrong. But I'm pretty sure you're not supposed to hunt elk with a 30-30. Then again, the only thing I've caught so far is a pheasant and a badger, and I shot both of them with my 30-30. So, rules be damned. All right, I think I scared the elk up this way, so they probably actually ran over there. So I'm gonna try and loop up to this bridge and up around and see if I can get the drop on one of them. I'm pretty sure that's a hawk, but it might be an eagle, and I'm kind of curious what happens. Like, I know hunting games are trying to be more and more realistic, but what happens in a hunting game if you shoot an eagle, right? Like, do they have it programmed that the park ranger will come and arrest you? Do you have to pay a fine? Does your game get deleted because you go to jail for hunting endangered animals? Like, I can see a little bit of a white head, maybe, so maybe that is an eagle. Like, what happens if I shoot that eagle? What will the game do? And I'm really curious to see what happens if I shoot the eagle. Now the other part of that is I'm gonna miss like so bad. I'm a great sniper in Call of Duty, but when it comes to actual hunting games, I cannot hit anything worth a darn. So you hear that? There are pheasants. Just flew over there. We're not hunting pheasant right now, so those pheasants are lucky. Alright, we're gonna get on this bridge and see if we can see those elk we scared and try and take one out. If I can hit one right in the heart, doesn't matter if I have the wrong gun or not, right? That's gotta be an eagle, right? That's an eagle. I'm pretty sure that eagle has a fish too. Where'd it go? There it is. No, maybe not. Alright, we're almost to the bridge. This is by far the most excitement I've had in this game so far. Typically, like I said, I didn't see anything last time I was playing this. So we've seen an eagle, a pheasant, and some elk that ran away, and some bear tracks. So that's more than I can usually say that I see. I'd be a terrible hunter in real life, so this is about the closest I can get. And I don't know if this is a good or a bad thing, right? Like, is this simulation too good because I scare all the animals away, or should it be more arcadey? I don't know. I just know I don't have the patience for hunting in real life. All right. Where there are... Ooh! We found him. Did I scare him already? Alright. I did not expect... I thought they ran that way, so I was hoping that we would sneak up on them, but apparently I was wrong on what way the elk went, so... Okay, they're slowing down over there. That's what? 500... So that's 300 meters, so 900 feet. Think I can make that shot? Oh, that one's closer. Alright. What do you guys think? Can I make that shot? This thing zeroes all the way up to 800 meters, so that has to mean that it should be able to hit 800 meters, right? I got a little velocity thing, so if I look... So I would lose a lot of energy by firing all the way over there. There they are. I did not mean to stand up. Unfortunately, they're downwind from me. I think that's how they keep getting scared as they smell me and I'm walking a little too carelessly. So I'm going to try and get right up here and shoot through the trees. I think I could make a 300, 400 meter shot. I think I could do that if we zero it in and take our time. I think we might be able to get a good shot on these guys. So let's move up just a little bit more. Right in there. Dead center. Okay, there's one. All right. What do you guys think? Think I can hit that shot? We're going to try. Let's see if we can hit this shot. Hold our breath. Zoom in. That hit it. That was a hit. It's not running. I'm not very scared. Unfortunately, I think that was a hit in the leg or the upper shoulder, so I don't think that was a fatal shot by any means, but let's go check out and see what we got. Running up there somewhere. I made the shot, though. I said I could make the shot. I didn't say it'd be a killing shot, but it was a decent shot. That was almost 400 feet, right? Or, no, 300 meters, so 900 feet? Alright, let's see here. Hunter Sense. Where did I hit that dude at? Hit him somewhere up here, I think. Need to find his blood prints. Okay. Not seeing any blood. Little concerning. Pretty sure it was right around here. I have it on easy mode, so it's supposed to give me like a beacon and say, hey, dummy, it's right here. Is it that? No? I don't think it was up here. We'll check, but this was too far away, I think. Oh, there they are. Oh, there's blood. Okay. Alright, we're on to them. We're on the trail. Alright, right here. Small amount of blood. Clear. Alright, so that was a terrible shot. We shot him in the shoulder. And he got away. So... Oh, wait, I think I see... Alright. See if we can get up on this hill without scaring these guys. I'm pretty sure this is bad huntsmanship too, that I shot one elk and now I'm going to shoot a different one, but it's a video game, so it's okay, right? Alright, let's see if we can sneak up on these guys a little bit here and get a shot. Alright. So, they are approximately 113 meters away. That doesn't seem right. Pixel Life's Matter too. I am a terrible hunter, and it's gonna be proven right here by this shot. Did I hit? I'm pretty sure that was a miss. Cause that should have dropped that thing, so alright, we're gonna try attempt number 2 here. Or attempt number 3, I guess. Uh alright. 0 800 they're 1,000 meters away, they're 1 kilometer away. We're zeroed in at 800, so probably like that. Didn't even scare the dude. We missed so badly, we didn't even scare the deer away. Alright, that just gives us another try. Alright, he's giving us another chance. Let's move up and try. I want to get at least one. I'm going to run out of ammo here soon, and I'm not going to be able to afford more ammo because I haven't shot anything. And my uncle's going to lose his reservation in this game. And I'm going to be the laughing stock of the hunting community. So let's see if we can... I need to bag one of these dudes. Long shot with that scope? Oh yeah, no doubt. This is a terror. This is like the beginning gear, so it is not meant for this at all. This is not correct at all. And so it sounds like maybe you know what you're talking about a little bit. So I was asking earlier, this is a 30-30 rifle with an obviously bad scope. I'm pretty sure you're not supposed to hunt elk with a 30-30 from 1 kilometer away. I'm fairly certain that all of this is wrong. But if any of that is correct, do tell me. But I'm pretty sure that's wrong 10 ways to Sunday. So but that's not going to stop us. It's not going to stop our persistence. All right. Binoculars. How far away is this herd? So they are 307 meters, it says. Okay. I'm pretty sure that's wrong because we were just a 1 kilometer away, but so we're at about 300 meters. Okay. And you look like you're standing pretty well alone. Yeah, that has to be wrong. Because again, that bullet should have been dead on. We were zeroed at 300. You're correct, sir. Look at that shot energy from the aiming shot info, then see if it's in the recommended shot energy for the animal in the encyclopedia. I don't even know if these elk are in my encyclopedia yet, I don't think. I'm pretty sure I haven't unlocked elk yet. Yeah, I haven't even unlocked the elk, so I'm basically shooting spit wads at these guys from a mile away and hoping to get a hit. I'm fairly certain I am doing this all 100% wrong. But I'm bound and determined. This is the first elk I've seen. I've gotten this close. I hit one already. We're gonna bag an elk. The 30-30 is pretty bad. I'm pretty sure in this case it's not the 30-30's fault. I'm pretty sure this is 100% user error at this point. I should probably just go back to start and start with the easy deer, the easy hunts, the recommended mule deer or hunting the badgers and pheasants and not hunting elk. But all right, we got this. We got this guy. 307 meters. 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 307 met No, don't run! Don't run! Oh, they caught wind of me. It's a decent shot close to it, but lots of energy loss accounted for in this game. Yeah, I'm not sure. I just rented this game, so I don't know how realistic it is. I know that like shot energy is a real thing. That the longer a bullet travels, the slower it gets. It loses a lot of the momentum. So I know that's a real thing, but I don't know how realistic it is in this game. But it's more realistic than say Call of Duty. Because like I said, in Call of Duty, I can hit headshots from halfway across the map. I'm an excellent sniper in Call of Duty. But for some reason in this game, I'm not quite up to snuff. There they are. Okay. How close are these guys? Okay, 200 meters. That was a hit. That was a bad hit. I'm pretty sure I grazed its back, but maybe I hit its spine. We drew blood. We drew blood. It's not perfect, but I think it's the best version for a game so far. They've definitely come a long way since like Cabela's, the arcade, Cabela's Buck Hunt or Big Trophy Hunt. So I know they've come a little bit from there for certain. All right, so let's see if we can find that blood stain. I'm pretty sure that was a bad shot. I'm pretty sure that barely grazed its back. I don't think that was even close to a lung shot or anything fatal, but we gotta check. We made the shot. It reminds me so much. So why? I'm pretty sure my dad always wanted me to be like a hunter and outdoorsman like he is, and I'm definitely not that. But we did shoot BB guns a lot, and I was fairly good with a BB gun. And one day I got to use my cousin's BB gun, and his dad let him have scopes. And there was this little bird that was just wandering around, and I had scoped that thing in, and that thought crossed. I was like 7 at the time. I was like, I could do it. I could be a real hunter. I could shoot that bird and take it out with my BB gun. I could be a real hunter. And I decided against it because thank God my dad instilled good gun values in me, right? And said that if you shoot something, you have to eat it. And I did not want to eat that bird. And I was ashamed to bring it up with my dad because I didn't want to admit that I had thought about shooting that little bird with my BB gun because I could. And so years and years later, I'm talking like 10, 20 years later, I asked my dad about it. It's like, hey, you probably don't remember this, but like it's so ingrained in my mind. If I shot that bird, would you really have made me eat it? And he was just without a pause. He's like, absolutely. You should be pretty damn happy you didn't shoot that bird because I would have made you eat every bite if you were going to kill it. So I'm pretty sure he at least instilled some good hunting values in me, even though I didn't become a hunter. It's the best game we have so far for a realish hunting experience, but it has to have some game stuff to make action possible. That's exactly my problem with hunting games. Is I'm not a very patient person, so I need a more arcadey, actiony experience. I know that's nothing like real hunting. All life matters. Good to have ingrained. It was definitely a good one. Trigger safety he ingrained in me. Never pointing a gun at someone he ingrained in me, and don't shoot birds that you're not willing to eat. I think those are. If you're gonna learn 3 life lessons, those are some pretty good life lessons to have under your belt, I guess. So I can really appreciate my father for that. I'm pretty sure I would be haunted by it too. Like eating the bird I would forget about the taste by now, right? But I'm pretty sure the ghost of that bird would haunt me every day of my life for shooting it if I had. So I am very glad that even as a stupid kid, those values were deep enough to keep me from making a mistake that I would regret for the rest of my life. Because I don't want to be haunted by birds for the rest of my life. Ooh, train tracks. I'm guessing these train tracks aren't used. Oh, there's mule deer over here. Okay, that might be a little bit easier to take on. The mule deer are what we need. Sounds like I spooked them maybe already, but... For that, Call of the Wild will be a good but more arcadish with the hunting theme. It's beautiful, has a lot more content. I have Call of the Wild, and it's... I know I just said I need the arcadey, but it's a little bit too arcadey for me because, like, I went up to one of the towers and I was hunting in, like, the area with the bighorn sheep, and I found this spot where I could just sit and shoot bighorn sheep, and it would scare them, and they'd run around, and they'd come back, and I bagged, like, 50 sheep. I was like, okay, I understand I'm abusing the game mechanics, but it's a little too... There's too many animals. So I've gone from one end of the spectrum to the other. Too many animals over here, and too few animals over here. We are seeing a lot more though. We found some deer. I spooked them, but I guess what I'd really want in a hunting game, and maybe this is a really stupid thing to ask for, but I wish that I could crouch like this and not alert the animals. So I want the crouch, but I wish the crouch was at like 4 times move speed. Like, I don't want to sit here and move slow. I want to move fast but silently. So like, even if I had to spend $10 on ninja shoes or, you know, some sort of item that would do that for me, I would totally be a ninja hunter. In fact, why hasn't someone made a game like that? People go bow hunting. Let me be a ninja and throw throwing stars at the deer or hunt squirrels with throwing stars. I just want to move a little bit faster without scaring everything away. All the mechanics are more complicated. Well, as you've seen, I have all the training wheels on, so I'm starting with everything enabled. Oh, there's a mule deer up there, so I can see through everything and see my shots, and everything glows. All right, so the mule deer is 200 meters away. Let's see if I can get up to it and get a better, cleaner shot without spooking it. We're going to avoid stepping on all the stuff. So we're not going to step on twigs. We're not going to step on trees. We're not going to step on anything. Let's see if we can get to that clearing. I also learned in real life, I'm a drone pilot. In some areas, I'm pretty sure in my area, it is illegal to hunt using a drone. Like, you can't throw your drone up and find the deer that you're hunting from the air because it gives you like an unfair advantage. And I thought that was fascinating how the technology's changed because there's rules on guns and we can go hunting and all that, but now drones are banned. That you can't throw the drone up and find the deer that way. All right, she was right up here. Did I spook it? Thought I was being pretty careful on how I was walking, but was also behind a bunch of trees, so hunting would be so much easier if there wasn't trees in the way. If it was just a flat field, I feel like it'd be a much more fair environment for someone who's as bad at hunting as me. Oh, there. Okay. Okay. We're not going to mess this up. They're calm. That is 86 meters away? No, that can't be right. That's got to be looking at that tree, right? Because that's... No, it's... Okay, so it's... 90 meters away. Fair chase is one of those hunting ethics things as well. All right, so we're going to zero in to 100 meters. So if we're like this, 50 meters would be dead center. They're a little bit farther away, so the bullet's going to drop more, so I need to aim up just slightly. I need to hit a lung or a heart, so we're going to aim up just slightly. That was a good hit. That had to be it. I feel like that was a good shot. Alright, we got blood. Let's see how we did. Looks fresh. Okay. Small amount of blood. Clear, so I didn't hit a lung, no air bubbles. Really, I thought that was a good shot, but apparently that wasn't a good shot either. Still aiming too high. I hit it in the shoulder or the back. For antlered species, hunt water 9-1, best opportunity to see more. I found a deer stand up near water, and I sat there for like half an hour and didn't see anything. So I decided to just kind of run around and see what I could find. I found a bear. I'm pretty sure I could not take on a black bear with a 30-30. So if I can't even drop a deer in one shot, a black bear attacking me would probably be, horrible. So I decided to leave the area with the bear. I'm not ready for bears yet. Alright, I think they ran this way. Maybe? I lose them already? I'm really bad at tracking. Call of the Wild, it's so much easier to track them in. Because it literally just gives you like a waypoint to them. And that's what I need. I need a giant beacon that says, here is the deer you shot. Follow it. Stop just shooting them and then running off and letting them walk around. Hurt. Morning, Bubble. Good morning, good morning. How's it going? Pretty sure that's where we came up or near it. Now let's go up to that peak and see if we can see anything. Bad hunting 101. Shoot the deer and then go hunt something else and let it walk around with a bullet hole for the rest of its life. That's terrible. Good, how are you? I'm doing pretty good today. I was talking a little bit at the beginning of the video that I started a couple new projects that I'm really excited about. Right now I'm gathering people's videos about hope, and I'm trying to put together a video on having hope when the world feels hopeless, and belief and faith in God when the world seems like it's crumbling. So I'm really excited to get to put together another film. I've actually got a couple film projects in mind, and I don't know why the desire is just stronger now to do a little bit more film work. So that's where it's taking me right now. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to explore some Christian Catholic filmmaking and see how that goes. And my views on those usually average about 100. So even if 100 people see it, though, that's we lose our perspective so fast, right? Because you see, TikTok gets 1 million views, but 100 people, right? That fills up like. That's 3 classrooms full of people who will have seen it. That's no small numbers. So keeping it in perspective, but I'm really excited to get to make some more movie-ish, film-ish content with a little bit more style, a little bit more direction. Yeah, so I'm good. I'm really excited for that. Let's see here. I don't see. I think we have fully lost our. Oh, what's that? Elk. Spooked. Okay. Let's go check it out. 100 people. Once you get a bigger gun, blood trails will be better for you. Yeah, I really think I need to go back to like the starting area and shoot some badgers and pheasants and other things to unlock a better gun. I might stand a better chance with like a 50 caliber. 50 BMG. teach these deer a lesson. It'll be like that South Park episode. Look out, he's got a gun! And they fire a rocket launcher at the bunny. Though I will say we are running low on time. I know you just joined us, Bubble, but we're going grocery shopping right after work, so gotta go get us some stuff so we can make some good dinner tonight. And tomorrow is Friday, so, have some time maybe to stream this weekend. I know we're going grocery shopping this weekend too. Apparently we're going to IKEA. We gotta go watch some Dancing Dragons. So we're gonna be busy this weekend. A lot of errands. Do the quests for money and then get a 243 or 270. Okay. I think my quest is still literally to go find my car. Like I immediately went off the rails and said, "You gave me a gun, I must hunt." So yay groceries. I don't absolutely hate it. Like, if the grocery store was absolutely barren and no one else was there, it would be much more bearable because the other people are the frustrating part of it. But I don't hate it. I know it's kind of weird, but it's kind of cathartic and nice to just get to walk around with Emmy and talk about our day and the food we want to make and look at the fresh produce and smell the things and then kind of look at, we should buy this so that we can make curry tonight. Or what if we got more garlic and we could try and make a garlic burger or something like that. It's just, it's a nice experience. So I don't mind that. It's when we're trying to walk and someone's, their kids are running around screaming and they're not paying attention. They're reading the back of the box and they're taking up the entire aisle and you can't get by. And then someone else behind you decided to have a conversation with two other people, so you're like trapped in the aisle and you can't go anywhere, and you're just stuck there listening to screaming. Like, that's where it starts to grate on my nerves a little bit. But when it's just, quiet, like, I used to work the graveyard shift, and honestly, going grocery shopping at like a 24-hour store at like 3 o'clock in the morning, there's no one else there, just the employees, like that. That was a great experience. I highly recommend that. If you ever get a chance in your life to go grocery shopping at like 3 a.m., it's wonderful. But as with many things in life, the more people you add to it, the more frustrating it actually gets. I wish the whole world operated on a 24-hour clock. Like, working graveyard shift was excellent when we could go somewhere at 3 in the morning, 4 in the morning. It's just quiet. There's no one on the road. Like, that was wonderful. If I could do everything at midnight, I absolutely would. I would totally change my sleeping schedule to watch a movie at 2 a.m. in theaters and then go to the grocery store at 4 a.m. and be done by everything by, 7 a.m. so I can fall asleep at 8 a.m. so I can sleep through the heat of the day and then wake up, as the sun's setting and go take some photos. And yeah, I would totally operate on a purely night-based schedule if the world worked that way. Unfortunately, the world does not cater to the night owls of the world, right? Especially in my area. Like, if you want to go out, we live in Salem, right? The only thing you can go do past like 8 o'clock is go to a bar. Like, there's nothing around us. And there was someone opening up a coffee shop, and I really hope we do get like, I would love a 24-hour coffee shop. I know, Emmy, we talked about this once, like, if we could find a place to go drink a cup of coffee at 11 o'clock at night and read a book and just sit and vibe in the darkness and the quietness of the evening, like, that would be absolutely wonderful. So I hope that coffee shop opens up, but something tells me they're not going to, because late night places just don't do well around here. You can go to the bar or Denny's. Don't get me wrong, I like Denny's, but you can only go to Denny's so many times at 3 a.m. before it loses its appeal. Coop out here peddling coffee shop ideas like he's going to be out past 8 p.m. Okay, this was in a fantasy world where the entire world operated on everything's open 24 hours a day, so I could work, the night shift and do things at night. So I know I don't stay out past 7 o'clock now, but this was a magical fantasy world where anything is possible in Imagination Land. All right, so there were some elk out here, but I'm pretty sure I scared them all off by shooting them, so I don't think this stand is going to be very good for us. However, either way, we have hit 4 o'clock, which means that I am going to take Emmy to the grocery store. So I was talking about this earlier, so we're going to do this really quick. I really want to know what happens if you shot the eagle, so we're going to take one shot at it, see if we can hit it. That was a terrible shot. No. Okay. Well, with that said, we're going to do our closing prayer and finish up for the day. In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. Amen. Lord, thank you for this blessed day. Thank you for all that you do for me, for my family. Lord, continue to be with us all during these hard times as people struggle with money, with jobs, with finances. Lord, help us all to figure it out. And while we're figuring it out, grow closer to you, Lord. Lord, help to guide people who are curious about you, who you've touched their hearts or started to open their hearts, who are now seeking who is God, who is this Jesus. Lord, help them to grow close to you and help them to be guided on this path towards you, Lord, towards this happiness, towards this eternal goal. And finally, like always, we pray for the souls in purgatory, those who have no one left to pray for themselves, those souls who have been forgotten, but are waiting to be in the everlasting kingdom of heaven. Lord, be with them and help them to be purified so they may know your everlasting peace and love. All this we pray in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Thank you, everyone, for joining me today. Thank you all for the likes, follows, comments, and all that sort of stuff. Social media stuff. I appreciate that. Thank you for hanging out with me. We will be streaming again probably tomorrow. We might hunt a little bit more, maybe try and actually unlock a gun and do the hunting right. Thank you so much, everyone. Have a wonderful day. Have a blessed evening, and we will see you again soon.